Hi guys, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we are under my Japanese maple tree. I'm always talking about getting under nature and looking up. And so get under your maple trees and look up. Maybe do a meditation looking through the clouds. I've been wanting to do a video on cloud scrying with you guys where I hold up the camera and then tell you what I'm seeing, but there's been no clouds, so just like make the trees your little clouds, and maybe how the leaves go, you can find a way to scry through small eyes. But we're here to talk about maple, and I found five books with maple. Now, it's going to be talking about maple, maybe not a Japanese maple per se, but I didn't have a maple tree because I'm not in lovely Vermont where they grow plentifully. Otis is chasing a bug, sorry. Get him, buddy! And so, but I do have this Japanese maple, and then I wanted to show you maple syrup because this is what it's going to talk about when we talk about Wicca in the kitchen. So these two will go together, and then the tree is what's going to go with the rest, except for when we talk about supermarket Sabbats, that's also going to be talking about when we're ingesting it, okay? So let's start with, since we were already talking about it, Wicca in the Kitchen by Scott Cunningham. And when he talks about maple, we're saying maple syrup, okay? The planet is Jupiter. The element is earth. The energies are money and love. Lore. Maple trees are native to both Europe and America, but the Europeans never trapped the sweet sap of the tree or used it as a sweetener. That's really interesting. So were they just using it for the beauty? I don't know. Things were different here. Long before Christopher Columbus arrived on our shores, many American Indian tribes, including the Ojibway, okay, there were 3 Native American tribes. They possessed myths concerning the maple trees and its sweet syrup. Lacking honey, Native Americans used maple sugar, and where the maples didn't grow, fruit juice for sweetening foods. By the 1700s, the settlers were using maple syrup as a medicine, particularly for colds and rheumatism. Thomas Jefferson so liked maple syrup that he planted a grove for the trees and used no other sweetener. That's interesting information. Okay, now we're on to magical uses. Maple syrup and maple sugar are now more expensive than sugar. 200 years ago, sugar was the most costly. More maple syrup is still produced by hand in the United States and Canada. Ooh, Holly Witch, send me some maple syrup from your local area. I would love that. Both maple syrup and maple sugar are fine sweeteners for use in money-attracting diets. Before adding the syrup to a recipe or putting it on your morning cereal, pour it onto a clean space in the shape of a $sign. While visualizing, scrape it off with a spatula and then enjoy your food. Maple sugar and syrup are also powerful love stimulants. There are many maple syrups on the market today. Most of these contain less than 10% maple syrup and are all artificially preserved. For true maple magic, use genuine 100% pure maple syrup. And also, you guys, if you can find it in its most raw, untouched state, that's going to be the best. This is sold in small bottles at fairly high prices. Yes, very high prices, and you want to get organic. Maple sugar, while available in health food stores, can also be used. Now let me show you the maple syrup I've got. And we just get it from, Costco. And the ingredients are 100% pure maple syrup. And there's grades on it. Usually I like a grade B, and this is a grade A amber. But for the cost, I think we paid like $25 for this 1 liter. 34 ounces. But that lasts me. I use it in all kinds of stuff. I make salad dressings and I use that as a sweetener rather than sugars or jams, Gosh, I should do some cooking with you guys. Everybody likes my cooking. I just think it's okay, but I mean, I guess it's good for health food, you know? That's the point. Who makes good health food? Okay, or tasty health food. Now I want to read you a snippet, because there's always just usually only a snippet that I read you out of the supermarket sabbats. And when talking about maple, it says, as in syrup, the element is air, the planet is Jupiter, the polarity is yang. And polarity is what this book gives us that no other book does. Magical uses, love, healing, calm, and binding. Binding makes sense because it's like any sweet thing, like honey. It makes things stick, you know, it's binding. Okay, now we're on to my little Bible, Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Scott Cunningham, and there's only a snippet in here, y'all. And it says maple, we're talking about the tree, and this we're not talking about ingesting. We're done talking about food. Now we're talking about, or at least for now, now we're talking about magics, okay? Gender, masculine. A tree, you know, feels big, strong, tall, and big, and so it feels masculine. It makes sense to me. Planet Jupiter, at least in a Japanese maple, there's a lot of red tinge to that. Jupiter makes sense to me. Element air, it's up with the lovely air, yes. Powers, love, longevity, and money. Magical uses. Maple leaves are used in love spells and money rituals, and branches of the maple have long served as magical wands. Now, unless the tree is dead or dying, you don't want to take from it. You want to look below the tree for an offering from the tree for your magical wand. I don't know the repercussions of cutting from the tree, but to me the energy wouldn't be as helpful, as powerful as an offering from the earth than you cutting into a tree and, you know, damaging that and taking from it for your own personal gain. It doesn't make sense to me, but if it does to you, that's okay. It's your magic. Branches as long as magical ones. A child passes through the branches of a maple tree. A child passed through the branches of a maple tree will have a long life. What does that mean? If we held a baby and we passed it over the limb from one person to another, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks for the snippet. Usually he's got a lot more to say, but and, you know, I'm kind of surprised that there's not more in these books on maple, but I was able to find something in my Plant Familiar book on the maple. Now, I'm not saying maypole. I'm saying maple. Maple. I should do a video on my maypole, though. Jen, don't confuse everyone. That's too confusing. Okay. Maple. So, it says in this book, maple. White maple is not found among Ogham script trees. It is powerful and vocal ally to those who know it. Maple is a tree most associated with its syrup, with sugar and with sweetness. Though not all maples produce sap for maple syrup. Right, like these Japanese maples and such, and the different kind of genus, species, etc. They don't all produce syrup. Where was I? It's a big... Oh, there's a teeny tiny motorcycle going by. It looked like Dumb and Dumber. Seriously, this like big giant guy on this teeny tiny scooter. Okay. Yeah, they don't all have syrup or sap. Yet all maples can help us find the goddess. Or, excuse me, the goodness, the sweetness, and the happiness of life. The goddess. The goodness. They help us find happiness and the bright side of any dark situation. That's cool. So if you needed a wand to help you get through depression, make it out of maple. I really like that. In healing work, maple helps us balance the left and the right side of the body, as well as the yin and the yang qualities of our energy fields. In that balance, we can find the peace and happiness that was indulging us. That is really cool. All new information to me. And another bit in this book, it's gonna give a recipe for sabbat cakes. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Maple syrup's in it though, and it's got flour, cornmeal, baking powder, salt, yogurt, egg, sugar, maple syrup, canola oil, and vanilla extract. So this book is cool. If you're into familiars at all and you can't have pets for any reason, plant familiars are probably as old as pet familiars in witchcraft, I would imagine. Like, we had plants before we had animals as pets, you know. So, anyway, talking about maple, I just really enjoy it. I just wanted to show you, I keep a candle burning for all my workings. Even when I'm talking to you guys, it's magic. Thank you for joining me outside here in this beautiful nature. And so, yeah, we're on a countdown to do 13 videos today, and it looks like now I have 11 to go. Have a beautiful day, guys. See you back.